When I was in veterinary school, one particular resident who would let me go tube a lot of horses, and I didn't really think about how dangerous it was. I was just giddy about being able to do something cool, you know, that helps the horse. I learned this great procedure that required me to use my mouth. When I blow in that tube and air comes back at me, man, I know I'm in the esophagus. And then one of my buddies got aspiration pneumonia from tubing a horse, and I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. He must have been doing it wrong. I was in Idaho and I was tubing a horse, and bots that live in the stomach. It's a little bitty worm, basically. Right when I dropped into the stomach, the horse coughed. This thing hits me in the tooth. And I was like, that is disgusting. Those few things were the thrust for me to create a device that is a backflow preventer. We are trying to protect the veterinarian who's passing the tube. We're calling it the NGT Plus. The plus is a red cross. The plus is the safety. The plus is what you add to the tube. The plus is the protection that you get when you use this device. The design was to be no different than you putting your mouth on the tube. You can still apply pressure. You can still suck back to ensure that you get that negative pressure to ensure you're in the esophagus. And it's by design no heavier than the tube. So they're coming back at me right now. And if I blow into it, it'll shut it off again. I get the comment that, man, why wasn't this thought of before? I don't know. I would have bought it. It's relatively inexpensive compared to what it costs a person to be down and out of work for a day. People assume all the time that it's going to be really expensive, and when I tell them, no, this is a product that you buy in quantity, it'll be a lot less than 20 bucks. They're like, what? If you want to do it for a long time, let's find a way to do it better. Plus, I think it's more professional. It's a better look for us. I think it's harder for clients to look at us whenever we put our mouth back on a tube that some slime just dripped out of. That's the other thing. You're getting fluid from their stomach back, and then you're going to put your mouth back on here. Or in the past, what we all do is we did this right here. We just rinse it off, and we're like, oh, it's clean. We're going to put it in our mouth, and not anymore. You just stick your thing on there and go to town. It's the modernization of equine medicine. Just because we've done something for 100 years doesn't mean it's the better way. I always think that I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I learned about these veterinarians in Australia that can die from this virus they can get by tubing a horse. And if this saves one person, that's it. It's successful. The product's successful.